Hello, this is PalicoPadge and welcome to an episode of Ranting and Retro Gaming, I guess this will be called. It's just a little vlog I thought I'd pop out on Father's Day. I've been given a bit of time. My son isn't very well at the moment. He's had a cold for the past few days. He hasn't had one since the start of this whole COVID thing, so it's hit him for six really. And the missus said, look, I know you wanted to do a vlog. You haven't had a chance to do one recently outside of my usual recording on a Wednesday. Why don't you just pop upstairs and do a little something now? So here I am, sat in my dressing gown and, well, talking to a microphone. So the game in the background you see is Flintstones for the Commodore 64. This is something which I have done a Let's Play on previously. If I remember to do so, I'll put a link to it right here, around about now, in the top right hand corner. And, well, it's a game which I've had since I was a boy and something which I've always enjoyed, but never really managed to appreciate the concept of trying to paint a room whilst keeping a toddler occupied. And recently we have painted our outside fence, 10 meters of fence. It was ridiculous. A lovely, they class it as like a seagrass colour, which is like a greeny blue, whilst trying to keep my son occupied, which was a pain in the ass. So I have fully come to appreciate this game and thought I might put it as a bit of background fodder for you to look at whilst I talk the talks and tell you what's going on. And this is a bit of an impromptu one, so do forgive me for any long pauses and a lot of ers or ums, as I'm not really looking at what I'm trying to focus on saying here, but it's ultimately just me saying that there is going to be a little bit of a switch up in the way things come to the channel from here on in. We've had a very good run of Curious Expedition 2. We have finally managed to complete the story mode with both the good and the bad endings, which is very nice. So I do feel like Curious Expedition story mode has come to an end, which really ultimately leaves only director mode. Now that in itself isn't a bad thing. It is more based upon the first Curious Expedition sort of play dynamics. So we're going in, it's more roguelite. It's more of what you're used to. But something which has frustrated me quite a lot in the last 12 months, especially since looking at buying the house and everything which that entails, and then getting the house ready, then moving into the house and getting this house ready. I have only been able to focus really on Curious Expedition 2, and I don't really want to be known as the only for the Curious Expedition 2. I did enjoy doing a lot of different playthroughs of other games previously, and now that we're getting to the point now where my shed is being delivered this week, which is the last big thing to be done in the vicinity of the house for big jobs, other than painting, which I can obviously do in my own time, but it does mean that I get to focus more on the channel and hopefully bring you more. With that being said, there will only be 2 Curious Expedition episodes going ahead per week from now on. Now, as far as days are concerned, right now I'm thinking Tuesday and Friday, but we'll just see how it pans out. But I can guarantee you at least 2 Curious Expedition 2 episodes per week from here on in. On top of that, I'm looking at bringing you 2, possibly 3 episodes of other things from here on in as well. So, for instance, this week I was privileged, I guess is as good a word as ever, to be offered a beta or creative beta key for Sheltered 2. Now, if you are new to the channel, you won't know this. If you're old, you will know this. But I had a pretty successful playthrough with a game called Sheltered. It's kind of like the Fallout Shelter game. I think at the time I described it as a cross between 60 Seconds, which is a very comical nuclear bunker game, with Neo Scavenger, which is a very hardcore scavenging game. And it is just a more improved iteration on the original Sheltered, from what I gather. It is a bit more focused on a faction as opposed to just your family, but ultimately the mechanics are the same. So I think we're going to do 2 or 3 episodes of that, so there should be at least 2 episodes of that coming this week. But also, as I said, I want to just get back into playing a lot more games and having a lot more variety to the channel, just to mix things up a bit. As much as I enjoyed playing Curious Expedition 2, and as much as a lot of you like watching Curious Expedition 2, as I said, I don't really want to just hem myself into just that one game. I'd like to think that I'll be able to bring a lot more, and I have in the past, especially with a game called Tempest, had a lot of success with playing other games on the channel, which again I'd like to try and repeat if possible. But the only way I'm going to do that is by throwing different games out there and just seeing how they end, and more importantly how you guys feel about me bringing them. As I said, I'm sure you know, a lot of you here aren't here just for Curious Expedition 2, and you go elsewhere to see other games. And if I can fill that void and you come and enjoy my personality with other games, that'd be pretty cool. So we've got Shelter 2. I'm also playing around with a game called The Golden Crone Hotel, which is very much like a roguelite as opposed to... That's that right? No, roguelike as opposed to roguelite. Get very confused with those terms. And that is something which I will be doing several playthroughs through with different characters. But I'm just trying to get my head around all the different characters you can play with. And again, we will be bringing back the retro gaming and more indie games and the YOLOs. And I'll even be repeating some games which I liked, which I've done previous Padge plays on. There's also some long form story games which I'd like to bring to the channel as well. Not quite sure how that's going to pan out right now. It's something which... at the moment, I'm still very limited on my recording time, so it's difficult to fit it all in the evening that I get. But hopefully, as things progress and we can get my son settled earlier, or at least more regularly earlier, that's going to open up more recording times for me in the evening. But at the moment, with his illness, it's not good. He's not going to sleep till very late, so it's a bit of a pain in the ass. But we'll get on top of that. So yes, that is pretty much all I want to say here. It's a pretty short one. Not really much more to tell you. Yeah, as I said, I'm doing this off the cuff, so you'll have to forgive me. I think we'll leave it here. So thank you for watching. Oh, and Shelter 2 will be with you tomorrow on Monday, and then we'll launch straight into Curious Expedition 2 and continue that playthrough with the Big Game Hunter on the Tuesday, and then we'll take it from there. So Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm hoping, possibly on Saturdays as well, or Sundays, not quite sure on that. But bottom line is, there's going to be a lot more content coming to the channel from here on in. So thank you for watching. As always, a like is appreciated, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy.